Dear Planet SOEN participants, today we will talk about self-employment in rural areas, which is not all connected with agriculture, but some similar things or something else. Today's webinar content is a specific situation in rural areas, challenges of rural areas if we compare it with them with urban areas, rural areas business ideas from Slovenia, and for the end exercise, or I will ask you to think about these advantages that you have in your own rural area, and to think about your potential business ideas. So if we start with specific situation in rural areas, I would like to tell you something about young people in one of Slovene's rural areas. This is Posavje area, where we have one project through a leader program, which was called the Seeds of the Future, Promotion of Youth Entrepreneurship, which was more focused on less developed areas in Slovenia. We also face with a quite increasing number of unemployed young people which finished or will soon finish high schools or university, and they are not with very good perspectives about their employment, so they have to think about it, what to do when they will start their studies. And according to this project, as I mentioned before, we made some kind of research, and through this research actually we point out or recognized many interesting things about young people that's struggling less developed areas, or are then in the position that they are studying in bigger cities in Slovenia, and then they are also always in dilemma, or after the study to stay in the big city or to come to their own home environment, which are less developed areas, and what to do then when you have actually education and you try to make your career and way of living for your future. So we find out that education, young people are many times very unsatisfied with the life and situation in the countryside, and they struggling also the challenges what to do to go home back to start with some new businesses, we start with the entrepreneurship or go their own way. So we find out that young people are aware that rural areas offer also many opportunities for living as follows. Contact with the nature. They thought that it's anyway in our own life important that we are connected with the nature, and they are not so keen to live in the big cities or in urban areas. Countryside is a place which is more healthy to live. Its welfare is better, and also there are more social relationship among the people, and they are more connected than in big cities, and they think this is also very important in their lives. But there are also some negative impacts in rural life, because they don't have so many places to go out. There is not so many let's say possibility for recreation, for spending your free time, and what is really pity that is worse employment. There are worse employment opportunities. So young people are aware that in the rural areas there are less jobs. There is not so many enterprises, or there is not so many public institutions that will offer jobs, or more stable and more safe jobs. Especially this was emphasized by young women, because they want to have some more stable job and want to make their own family and have children and so on. So young people, when they thinking about realization of professional ambitions and unemployment, have quite some dilemmas, or they are facing many questions as follows. That self-employment is interesting because of flexible working time, but on the other side, it's very hard to find a market and to have enough customers for full-time job, or for let's say enterprise where you can make your own enough money for your own living. And there is absence of free or suitable jobs, especially for higher educated people. They would like to be or to become a successful entrepreneurship, and but it's not so important for them that they will be like a good example for the others in their area or in their towns or villages. And through self-employment and having their own business, they think that they can easily or better put out their flexibility, creativity, innovation, and their courage, because they anyway wanted to be how to say to be their own bosses, to choose their own activities, to plan their own working time, and so on and so on. So these all are challenges and questions and different answers and different opinions that we find out through our research. Next important thing that we find out is that the main barriers of self-employment for the young people is, or they see in high cost of their own businesses. Because when they start to calculate how many costs they will have with starting their own business or company, they many times find out that they don't have enough money by themselves or their own savings, especially if they are very young or finishing the school, and that it's very hard to get some let's say some not bigger but optimal amount of money to start their own business. There is many times a big generation gap in the rural areas, but young people would not mind to cooperate with older people, because they saw them as more experienced, and they have probably some, or they probably have, or their parents or relatives, they have their own businesses, and they would probably like sometimes to start to work with them or for them. And when we ask them what kind of business ideas they would prefer to do, or they think it's wise to start, except farming, or in the farm, they would like to make wine. So they would like to produce wine, to have businesses with bees, so beekeeping, because they think that honey is very good potential product to buy, and people like health food more and more, so they see also a big potential in beekeeping. In oil producing, because oil is pumpkin oil and olive oil is very popular in Slovenia, so there is also a, let's say, market niche also in producing this kind of products and have this kind of activities. As we said, they are limited in capital. They also are not so skilled in the field of entrepreneurship. So, as I said before, some of them would like to cooperate with older people which are more skilled and have more experience, especially in this organizing the business, marketing the business, and gaining the customers for the business. They see also big potential in countryside entrepreneurship, in tourism, in various social service activities, because especially in Slovenia there is a quite growing older population. People get older and stay at home, but they don't have enough care and help because they cannot do everything at home like did before when they were, or some of them they are ill or not healthy enough to make their own living alone. So they will see this kind of activities rather than farming. Or if they will stay in their farms, they see this as association with other sectors or some kind of cooperation with other sectors to make their farms more productive, to earn some extra money with tourism, with some other activities, and not stay only in farming, where the market is very small in Slovenia, and also there are many times state regulations that doesn't allow farms or don't allow farms to have all the activities or all the quantities of some products, and it's very hard to market them. So challenges of rural areas against the urban one are different, and main features of rural areas are depopulation in rural areas. As I said before, many people go out of the villages, go to the big cities. They try to find jobs which are easier to and last only, let's say, 8 or 10 hours. They don't have to work all the day like in the farms. There are differences in development. There is declined number of young people on the farms, so many young people leave the farms and villages and small towns because they are mostly go to study or to school to the big cities, and then they don't decide to come back when they finish their school. Sometimes complementary farm activities partly mitigate the lack of jobs. It means if people have small farms, they start to, let's say, beekeeping or some other activities, or with some tourism, with making their own food at home and sell it in the cities and so on. So they try to earn some additional money beside the farming, because farming doesn't make enough money for their living. Then is also a very significant feature. There is less and less traditional villages and image of a cultural landscape in Slovenia, which is probably also in the other countries, and this is really pity, and we have to struggle, or we have to fight for the not to ruin rural areas, not to ruin all villages, not to ruin all this tradition that was built decades and centuries, and our parents and grandparents live like that, and we have to cherish this and also save this for the future generation. And then there is a various development of tourist offer. People in Slovenia and also from the other countries like to go to Slovenian countryside during the weekends or to spend holidays there. So there is a big development potential here, and also big potential for entrepreneurship and tourism. Then is lack of equipment for social activities. As I said before, there is not a lot of sport activities and equipment. There is not enough cultural facilities and so on, because this will also reach the tourist offer in rural areas. There are frequent constraints of farms in settlements. Many times people in small towns complain about having farm in the middle of settlement or in the middle of the village. So this is also connected with this disappearance of traditional villages. And lower utilization of renewable energy sources. We have to take care about ecology. We have to use this renewable energy, and rural areas and villages have many potential also in this way and in these issues in the future. Other challenges that we suffer are also and are more connected with our environment, with our public sector, and also, let's say, state and regional development planning, because we have to all, not just people that live in the rural areas, recognize the potentials of rural areas. We have to make the sustainable development of these areas and reduce the differences between village and cities, between developed and undeveloped regions, and so on and so on. Then we have to motivate young people to stay in the villages and in small towns, promote development of tourism with typical local offer, so that everybody can offer something local and attract tourists from the other side of the country or from the other countries. And very important is to promote the cooperation between farms and the other sectors to sell their products, to easier them market their services and products, farming and so on, and to make more tourist offer. And to encourage various forms of partnership with development activities. So these are all challenges that we have to struggle, and we have to also think about them in the future development of the rural areas. Not just in Slovenia, also I think all over the Europe. Maybe some countries are more advanced in this kind of issues and situation, but anyway, there is a lot of things to do, and we have to, as I said before, cooperate in many ways and in many activities. If I move on, I would like to present you some business ideas from rural or less developed areas in Slovenia. Beside all the challenges, all the, let's say, problems that we have in rural areas, there is another bigger problem that occurs in the last few years. This is safety and environment issues. So we have to be safe when we think about our future opportunities or our business idea or our tourism business ideas and so on. So people have to feel safe, and rural areas are much more safer versus or in comparison with urban and areas where a lot of people live. And also rural areas in Slovenia are more environmentally friendly. So this is also very important. These are also very important issues when we create a local opportunity for different products and services and for our business ideas. So we want to be local, and your and our company or your product should give a flavor of the local. And that if we know, and if it's one of the way and trends which gives you the opportunity to succeed as a small business in the local environment, we should and you should use it. So be local, have something specific, something that nobody else have, and this should be found in your local environment and in your local community, and gives you some special opportunities that you have to take advance of. So it's the best for the small business ideas to choose your target markets in local environments, in small towns and in rural areas, and let the knowledge of the problems of the rural environment be your speciality. So actually, you know your local environment the best, and you know what kind of problems appear there, what kind of challenges appear there, and what is missing there. So this should be your opportunity, or your, let's say, at least a frame of your business idea. And this was probably the ideas and the feelings of entrepreneurs that I want to show you and tell you about, and to give you some business ideas from Slovenia and Slovenia countryside. And I would like to start with one very popular small company in Slovenia, which is Dog's Bakery, Ho Ho. It was established a few years ago. One young lady or girl after school, this is Nasja Vernik, started to bake first cookies or some food for her dog, because it had some disease. And after baking the cookies for her dog, then she started to bake make some food for her friends' dogs. And because one of her friends have a shop for small pets, small animals, she actually proposed her to start to sell her products, her cookies for dogs and small animals, to this shop. And actually they started to sell it, and the selling was very, very good. So then she opened her own store, first in Maribor and then in few other cities, then in Ljubljana as a capital of Slovenia, and also in some other countries around Slovenia. So I would like to show you her web page, so that you can imagine what kind of offer she gives to her. This is dog and dog's cake her, let's say, customers, which are dog owners. This is dog's radio. These are cookies that she bakes in the frame of bones. So here are biscuits from different kind of meat. These are all more or less eco ingredients. Then there are cookies, not cookies but cakes. Then there are some other things that dogs like lollipops, like different kind of in all shape cookies, actually in all kind of shapes. Then she sells also the food for dogs, which you can offer through the internet shop. Then there are toys and different equipment for dogs, also for treat dogs and so on and so on. And these are franchise stores. You can have some pictures. They have also YouTube presentation and so on. And these are all shops where she sells her products. So this was, let's say, one very small company at the beginning that start to grow very, very fast. So this is Dog's Bakery. Another enterprise that I want to show you is the 3D printing to print home products. So this is a group of young people, 3 boys and 1 girl. There are some years over 20 students, and they founded a design group and started with making different kind of products. We will see then their web page, which are designed made, and they started and were exhibited first at the Ljubljana ambient fair, so the actually designers fair. And there they have some become some one award for their idea. And this was let's say their moment, so they that make them push this business idea to the progress. And now they produce some of things like street furniture, modular street furniture with built and in Wi-Fi connection, and the possibility of charging a mobile phone. So they have some kind of lights, then they have umbrella stands, 2 lamps, cup and kikla, and they also designed a loudspeaker and sound amplifiers and birdhouses. So it's difficult to tell you all in a few words, so I would rather open their website and show you their you see design sound. This is their this is the about us. These are 3 boys and girl. These are all the places where they exhibit in Milano, in Zagreb. They make also 3D printing food. This doesn't mean that they print food, but they are doing furniture or this equipment for the restaurants, as you might see here. this is the presentation of. They are actually in connection with one restaurant in Ljubljana, in the capital. Here are some articles about their products, awards, Design Week in Zagreb, and many things that we don't have time to see all of it, but many things and interesting things about these are products. You see, they make lamps. They make also some kind of banks, of loudspeaker and so on, different design things. But beside all these things, they even deal with website designing and so on. So the part of their activity is printed in a 3D print, and part of their activities are also other things. So they are not only a 3D printing company. Then we have another interesting young company, and which is Homeo Garden. These are also two owners that started with the Homeo Garden company, and they are engaged in the development, manufacture and marketing of innovative homeopathic products for organic plant care and sustainable gardening. They offer natural innovative products for the garden and home. They have three main groups of products. This is homeopathic pharmacy for the plants, the system of organic fertilizers and organic substructures for the selection of plants and emergency against rodents. This was the idea that they have because they saw that modern people don't have a lot of time for gardening. They are not very skilled for gardening, so they don't know a lot about it, and they don't have enough place in the towns. So they started to produce things that are very, very easy to use and to have a feeling of your own garden. So I would like to show you their website to see what actually the company do. So actually this website is in Slovene, but they have also in Czech language. So I will switch it to Czech language. So you see, they have different things. I will show you here. So these are their products, and you can also buy it through internet store. And they're available in every supermarkets and in every bigger shops. Here is a pharmacy with different substances for plants, for the protection of plants. They have also blog. No, here is not shown good. I will switch to Slovene language because they have a better website page, and you can see here are here is the pharmacy. There was their products. This is the pharmacy. They have also the advices. which is very important. They give advices to potential customers about how to plant vegetable and flowers, how to breed them, how to protect them, what kind of protection do they have. And through these advices, they also advertise their own products. Then they have Anna's Corner, also with different. Here is also one like a game for small children, when they can have some kind of labyrinth. They can learn something about fruit and vegetable, how they started to plant and so on. So there is also the one educational moment. So these are different things that they offer to their customers. Here is the shop, and here is also the description of their activities. So this is Homeo Garden. Then we have another young entrepreneur, and this is one lady, Živa Zupanc-Busar, which made the products from clay. This is she started the company in the frame of one project carried out a few years ago in Slovenia. But the main thing that I want to tell you is that she revived an old family tradition of pottery, and she lives in Boletina near Ponikva. This is a small village in Slovene rural area, and she manufactured products made of clay. And she organizes the workshops where the participants learn how to make products from the clay. These workshops are also for small children, for adults, and so on. And through this revivaling of tradition and her love for this kind of things and products, and with her own innovation and designing and also enthusiasm, she wants to tell people and give them through the workshops the idea that actually it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort to make something with your own hands with clay, and that it's not so easy and self-understanding that you made something, and this is quite hard work, and we have to cherish it, all of us. And also through this workshop, she wants to learn us something for the future and to continue with this activity in the future. She doesn't have a special website page, but here I have one website of the project where you can watch her film about her products and something about her ideas. Next interesting business idea is Woodstock. This is production of glasses, wooden glasses frames. These are two founders or owners of this company, and the idea was to make the glasses frame from Slovenian wood, because we have a lot of wood and a great wood tradition. But one of the founders of the company, Jaka Jančić, wanted to have this wooden eyewear. But when he went to internet and tried to buy it from somewhere from some companies from abroad. They were too expensive for him. So he was very stubborn, and he said that he wanted to make his own eyewear and wooden eye frames. So together with a few friends, he started this business idea, and actually he succeeded a lot in few years, and now they are in actually founders are from a small town Slovenske Konjice, and they manufacture wooden frames for glasses, and these wooden frames become a mandatory fashion accessory for famous and rich, at least in Slovenia. And I would like to show you their website. These are wooden glasses. These are from different colors, wood from different colors and different kind of woods. You see, then there is a shop when they work it, attention to details, individual service. They have also lenses. And this is let me see, this is the production of, no, this is not the production, excuse me, then we will go back, that you can see what kind of, let me see this one. This is a short YouTube presentation, and these are glasses, wooden frame glasses from Slovenia. And I have only one left to show you. This is also Živa and Česnek company. Is named Pan Organic and come from small town Ljutomer on the east side of Slovenia, and the owner is Marko Kurtović, and his story about this company started in 2012 when the agriculture economy Pan Organic was founded. This is medium-sized Pomurje farm which operates on the principle of sustainable farming in the production of fresh and high-quality products, which confirms numerous certificates obtained. So they actually wanted to have eco-farming, and they first put on the market two products of their own brand. This was Česnek. It is Slovenian garlic, and they started also with the blueberries, but American blueberries products, and this was also new in Slovenia. So this was first of their two products that they started the production, but soon they have a big success, and they started to cooperate and with big supermarkets in Slovenia, And now we can actually buy this chestnut and also these blueberries in almost every store in Slovenia. So they brought their products for a different kind of gojo berries, of beans, and also to the salad, as you see the picture. And now I would like to show you also their website, where you can see what kind of products actually they have. This is živa. This is the salad. Živa, it means alive, and the salad is actually made. These are all a little description of their production, because they want to have healthy food which is made in Slovenia, and they are very proud of it. They have some signs, and very important is also this, because they are low transport costs and low CO2 pollution. And because the transport is not so far away, because they are actually in Slovenia and go through Slovenia with small kilometers as possible. So this is their innovative way of producing and of distributing their products. So now we will see. This is chestnut, garlic, this is beans, these are goja berries, this is blueberries, and this is the salad, živa. And what is so important about the salad? It's growing all the time. So they put it with the roots to the envelopes or to some kind of paper, and it's actually becomes alive and fresh to the stores, and when we buy it, it's brand new and fresh. So this is živa, and this is really important for everybody, that they know that they have very healthy, very fresh and new products from their store. So this is the company Panorganic from Slovenia. So these were some business ideas. Now, as I said before, your homework is to think about your advantages and disadvantages of your region, and think which of them you can use as advantage for your business idea. This could be underdeveloped tourism, so some tourism offers for tourist eco products, different services, old crafts, and so on. I try to tell you something about them through my webinars. Now I have some pictures of business idea that I didn't present you because I didn't have enough time, but here is a home old crafts. Here are workshops and young children that are also at one of Slovene old artisans that make some old handicrafts. There are products from countryside which are offered through some fairs, through some shops, and or through catering for different restaurants, different events. Here is a herb garden, which is also popular, kind of eco, let's say, farming in Slovenia. Here is eco guiding through the woods in the nature. Here are some also old handicrafts. Here is catering and home products, farms, tourist farms in Slovenia. So there is many ideas that are hidden in your local environment. So be brave, be courage, find them and turn them to your own innovative business idea. Thank you very much and goodbye.